Okay, so I'm here with Anthony
Alderson,
who is the director
of the Pleasance. I've been director of the Pleasance for 5 years, and I have been working at the Pleasance for 23 years.
Goodness me!
I came here as a, teenager, swept the courtyard, did a bit of lighting, did a bit of box office, did a bit of front of house, did a bit of everything back then. I mean, it was only 2 venues. I think there were 8 staff.
Gosh!
Yeah.
So
we did everything.
How did your career develop into becoming director of?
I went to drama school and studied stage management, and then decided to become a carpenter. My folks live here, so it was very easy for me to get involved with the festival during summer holidays. And it was always a kind of holiday job. You come as a holiday job, and then you kind of get sort of sucked into the profession. I think it happens for a lot of people. I think a lot of people come thinking, "Hey, I'd like to work in Edinburgh for the summer."
Yeah.
And before they know it, they've been sort of sucked into a profession, and off they go. They find that they've rather foolishly found themselves working in the theatre.
Oh, tell me about it. So, but it's quite interesting that you started with sort of more technical aspects of the theatre, and so you understand all the.
But particularly stage managers. I mean, stage managers get trained to deal with people, and I think that there are so many industries which are about dealing with people, and this is what this is about.
Absolutely.
You need to be reasonably organised, and you need to deal with a lot of people, and if you do that well, then actually it sort of works, really. Yeah.
So, I mean, do you make an artistic? Because a lot of venues hire their venues and don't.
No. We do everything at risk. It's we share the risk with all the companies. It's very much a artistic collaboration. It's kind of partnership with all the companies. And if it didn't work, we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't survive. We're uniquely a charity. We're one of the only charities on the fringe.
Oh, okay.
So in fact, everything that we do here gets reinvested one way or another back into the whole system. We've opened a new development centre in London where we're trying to expand what the Pleasance does as a training ground for young people. It was set up very much as a place around education, and it was around the idea that we wanted to offer spaces or practical support to young companies, young people who wanted to get into the industry, and on that basis, that's why it's grown. That's why it's become so successful.
So, I mean, who have you seen from the very beginnings through to making it in the theatre or entertainment?
Countless people. I mean, everybody from Frank Skinner to, comedians-wise, there are lots of them. Lots and lots of producers, actually. There's a great deal of producers come up here, like Louis Chantal and David Babani, who runs the Benny and Chocolate Factory. He started here. David Grinley, the director. Gosh, the list is fairly countless, actually. I mean, over the 25 years, we've done 4,500 productions, which represents about 40,000 people on and off stage, which is a colossal number of people. Now, we've launched a new website, pleasance25.org, which is a Facebook application, so you can come and write your own Pleasance story.
Oh, brilliant!
And so that we can begin to kind of join some of those people together. And I think if you mirrored it alongside some of the other organisations, theatrical organisations in the country, you'd find that there are quite a lot of people who cross over. A few people who work in this industry today who haven't at one point had something to do with this organisation in some way. It's a huge number of people.
Yeah,
huge number of people. And that includes everyone from box office people to production managers, to lighting designers, to sound designers, to the list is fairly endless. Yeah.
So in terms of, do you plan to be here for another 5 years, and do you have a development plan that will take you through those 5 years?
It's a weird thing running a festival. I don't think you can ever have a plan.
Right.
You just turn up every year and you put it on. I mean, it takes us 11 months to build it, and 3 months to tidy it up. And we're only as good as our programme. We're only as good as the people we find. We're spoilt by our courtyard. We're spoilt by the environment where we work. And the fringe is not dead by any means. It's growing even more and more. It's becoming more important, actually, as funding changes and we start funding the big organisations in the country. Funding in the middle ground is kind of being pushed out. Actually, the fringe is becoming much, much more important for all of those people who want to start, whether you're a writer, a performer, a stage manager, or a lighting. This is a vital place to learn bits of your trade, and the Pleasance is trying to fill that gap between drama school or the profession, or university and the profession, or even school and this profession. It's a chance to come and take part. And it offers a unique training ground. Actually, you get thrown into the deep end, and you have to swim.
So how many people do you have working on the staff side of?
The technical side, the box office and everything else is just over 200 now. And the catering side is just over 200, so just over 400 people.
Wow.
Big operation now.
And how many of those are not from Edinburgh? A lot?
The majority.
Right.
I mean, the catering staff generally are from Edinburgh. The crew are box office staff front of the house. They're mainly not. Actually, we accommodate them all. We give them a small amount of money and a room for a month.
And do you work full time for the Pleasance, or do you go off and do
We
other?
have 2 venues in London, which will run all through the year. In fact, we open Pleasance London back in September, 2 weeks after we close here. So, and we're solid right up until next June. I mean, we don't stop.
So maybe it would be nice, because I'm in London in September, to pop along to Pleasance London and come and see it there.
And we're beginning to work with Beck 2, and I hope with Plaza, and certainly with the likes of 088 and with Orbital, to extend the training period, to be able to offer a place where you can come and learn to use a lighting desk, or come and learn to use a sound desk, in readiness for this festival.
Fantastic.
But also, we want to start a theatre company. We have 3 rehearsal rooms now. We have a recording studio now. So it's about really giving people the tools where they can come and use them properly to be able to develop work.
Brilliant. And how is it funded? Do you have extra funding?
We're entirely self-funded. We rely on ticket sales, pretty much.
Well, that's incredible, isn't it?
We're reasonably rare in that regard. We've started a fundraising campaign this year.
Right.
To try and help, make those facilities better. We've raised £40,000 this festival through a series of galas, and we will carry on. I mean, it's we need to work with the local council to help a little bit of money from them. We're looking for funding.
Brilliant. So if there's any manufacturers of lighting and sound,
absolutely.
And
well,
they
the
want
nice
to
thing about this
training.
is that young technicians and kit. This is the place to start. This is where they all start.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you very much.